Hi guys, it's Luna and welcome back to another video. Now, this video is pretty much a part of Reclaiming My Time series. And while Reclaim My Time, I forgot I saw this in my subscription feed or my recommendeds or one of those two things. I think it was my recommendeds actually. And I was like, oh, what is this? Because it's from Rooster Teeth and it's a series that I guess they're testing the waters at, which I'm like, okay, that's fine. And it looked interesting enough. So I clicked on it. The show itself is called Recorded by Arizal. Now, it looks really nice and the animation looked really smooth, just like looking at like the preview version that YouTube gives you. And I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And so I took to watch it. And listen, before anybody says anything, it was said that they wanted feedback. Now, they may not want mine or anybody else's or anybody that is more critical like me. What? They said feedback. And I was gonna give it anyway, let's be honest. Now, I've been very heavily critical of Rooster Teeth and all of what they do, period. They're kind of low-key a sketchy company at this point, but I still hate Watch Ruby. And I do still enjoy some of Ruby. I'm not really enjoying it much anymore, but a lot of their stuff I did enjoy at one point. And this looks interesting enough, so I took the time to watch it. And gotta say, even though the fourth part isn't out because it's supposed to be a 4-part prelude, I don't know about it. And I'm not saying that because of maybe how I'm mixed feeling. I mean, I don't know about it. Like, it honestly, the prelude didn't really tell me much about the show itself or what I'm getting myself into. And for the character, it honestly didn't really give me all the information that I wanted to get. And some of the things even then are just like, okay, there are more questions. And when I have a question with Rooster Teeth, like, what's this gonna be, or are they ever gonna show something, usually the answer is no. But I did want to still talk about, you know, the 3 parts I've seen so far and my feelings on it, because I feel like even if the 4th part comes out, my feelings really aren't going to change on this. So let's talk about it. So I think I'm going to do this episode by episode. So I just quickly watched the first episode again, and the first episode told us basic information that, you know, I mean, I could learn at any point, but they told us about Arizal herself, that she lives with her family, she doesn't really see her mom, didn't make any mention of her dad, she has friends, and then something she said that was kind of like, okay, so you understand what you're getting into, was that she wanted to be a record keeper, because if you don't know the plot already, basically Arizal wants to be a record keeper. I forget exactly all the words that she said, but in short, she wants to be like a record keeper, where they travel the world and keep records of information, you know, for humanity, pretty much. I'm like, okay, so that's all it is. She has a few friends. They've been into it since they were 9. She seems to be very energetic, spaz type girl, and she seems very passionate about this, and it seems to be more of a life dream for her. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's a decent, you know, first episode to a prelude. Honestly, in my opinion, the whole prelude could have been like one big trailer type thing for this. It didn't have to be like in 4 parts. This is kind of stupid for them to do that because it doesn't really do much. Now, the second episode was a bit confusing, and it's where it's like, oh, okay, Rooster Teeth's not the best with like character development nor world building, but you know, I was like, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. And then I was like, it's kind of sketchy. This is making me think that it's happening again, but they're not good at these types of things. Because during this episode, she was tasked with interviewing a record keeper. I believe his name is like Daniel or David or whatever. It's not really important. She was interviewing him, and things that he was telling her, like, you have to pack light, you probably won't have time to read all the books and information in the world, bring toilet paper, and that you're going to be alone, and all these types of things. It kind of brought into question, you're not like a child. She's a high school student, and she's had this dream since she was 9. She's doing this video essay as like a summer project, and I just thought, do you not know about the job that you said that was like a quote-unquote dream of yours since you were 9? Do you not know about this job? Because a lot of stuff he was saying, she was genuinely surprised that any of this happened, that, you know, this was going. I'm like, do record keepers, they just don't record what happens to them or any of what goes into the job? Or I don't understand. It's almost like she was acting like she was, not even acting, like she was very much unaware of the job that she was trying to get into. And it would make sense if it was like, oh, I want to do this and I'm learning about this and I saw it, so it was really cool. She was saying as if she was a dream. It was a dream of hers and that she's been wanting this all her life. And I was like, oh, so you don't know the, okay, that, alright, whatever. And so that was fine. But maybe we don't know that information. Maybe it's just iffy. But then, you know, I watched the third episode, which was pretty confusing, and I'm paraphrasing all of this to make it very quick. She basically, in a panic state, was, you know, trying to juggle, hey, should I do this? Is this worth it? Now again, I'm like, didn't you say this is a dream of yours your entire life? And then she said in that same episode, this was a dream of hers for her entire life. And I'm like, but you didn't know that you had to do any of this, right? And I was so sure, oh, she must be blissfully unaware, but, and you know, she said she liked books, but there's no way she could be like that into them to where she just didn't read up on the one job that she said she had a lifelong dream of. And then she then proceeded, after talking about it and talking about her mom doing stuff like this, and she thought she had the potential her mom did of traveling the world and looking out people, and basically a whole like identity crisis. One of her friends messaged to her about some information and she responded, basically giving her the information that she needed, which is like, okay, so you're educated enough to read a book and grasp that knowledge and basically be a decent record keeper right there, but you didn't research it's like little things like that where it's like, I get that you're trying to make like I'm quirky and I'm cute and like I'm spastic and I'm like talking to a camera by myself. Literally, she could have been talking to mom off camera, sibling off camera, or family member off camera, friend on the phone. But it's weird that even in the video diary that she's talking to herself, is that no, like people don't do that. But also I get they're trying to make like a quirky, I'm not like the other girls, I'm weird but I still got friends type character. But also like it sounds like a self-insert, not gonna lie. And it was just like, it's one of those things where you can see someone trying to build a story, but not really caring about the details that matter in that story, that makes the story like grab you in. You know what I mean? Not saying this has no potential, because in my opinion, this could. But when you miss little details like her not knowing about the job that she said that she basically dreamed of her entire life, or at least most of her life, or even that she knows one thing but doesn't know something else, or just a lot of little things like that. It's like when you miss those tiny details just in a prelude, a 4-part prelude where it takes place in one general place with one person and maybe like 2 or 3 other side characters that don't really even talk or interact with them like that, it just frightens me, you know? And maybe the 4th part will explain a lot of it or will make it make sense, but honestly, I don't know. In conclusion, it has a lot of potential. I like the main character, but maybe it's just like I'm a sucker for quirky characters, but they can get annoying really quickly, and she's on thin ice with me. So I like the main character. I like the concept. Even just hearing about the little bit of the world we did, I could see the beautiful potential in what the show could be. But when you start messing up details, when you start pushing things because it just smells like disaster for me as a viewer. But that's just my opinion, how I feel about it. And I don't know why I wanted to voice my opinion on this, but I did. So there you go. If my opinion changes by seeing the 4th part of the prelude, I'll be sure to tell you guys. But for right now, I'm gonna say I'm hopeful that we get a whole show out of this and that comes out soon, because I'm interested in it, but my hopes aren't high. Anyways, if you like this video, like it. If you want to subscribe, you can. I'm not a good person and I'm opinionated as fuck, so there's that. Anyways, all my information, second channel, all that shit, be in the description box down below. Please check out my Discord server if you want to talk to me. I'm more active on there than anywhere else. But I will see you guys later. Bye bye.